the mafia boss who fell in love with the girl he was supposed to kill. He was the most feared man in the city, Marco DeLuca. Everyone whispered his name in fear. Rivals avoided him. Friends respected him. Enemies didn't survive. For 20 years, Marco lived by 3 rules. Never hesitate, never show weakness, never get close. Until the night he was ordered to kill her. It started with a phone call. Midnight. Marco was alone in his office above the Velvet Night nightclub. Music vibrated through the floor. Laughter echoed from the bar downstairs. The city pulsed alive outside. The phone rang. Only one person called this late. The boss. "Marco," the voice said calmly, "there's a witness. She saw too much tonight." Marco's fingers tightened around the phone. "Name?" he asked. "Anna Rossi. She works at a cafe on River Street. Tonight." Marco leaned back. "Clean and quiet?" "Yes. Tonight." The line went dead. Marco had carried out hundreds of jobs like this. Witnesses, traitors, people who were in the wrong place at the wrong time. He never questioned. He never hesitated. But something stirred inside him that night. A small knot. Something he hadn't felt in years. An hour later, he arrived at the cafe. It was small and warm. Yellow light spilled through the fogged windows. Inside, one person remained. A young woman behind the counter, wiping tables carefully. Calm, careful, unaware of danger. Marco studied her. This was Anna Rossi. She didn't look like a witness to anything dangerous. She didn't look like someone who would survive a mafia job. She looked normal, peaceful. When she noticed him, she smiled politely. "We're closing soon," she said softly. Marco walked to the counter. "I'll be quick." She poured him a cup of coffee. "Long night?" Marco nodded. "Did you see anything unusual tonight?" he asked. She paused, then nodded. "There were men outside, arguing. Someone got hurt." Marco pressed his lips together. She had seen one of his men handle a problem. She had seen too much. Anna looked at him with cautious eyes. "You're not police, are you?" "No," Marco said softly. "Good," she whispered, "because if I tell the police, bad people might come after me." Marco listened. Bad people. She had no idea she was speaking to one. Marco had met hundreds of people moments before their deaths. Most had no idea. They laughed, they talked, they dreamed about tomorrow, not knowing tomorrow might never come. Anna was different. She made him pause. For the first time in years, Marco hesitated. He stayed. Hours passed. They spoke about small things, music, life, the city. Anna told him she had moved here after losing her parents, worked hard, survived on her own. Marco rarely opened up, but he listened, really listened. Her laughter, her kindness, her calm, it touched something inside him, something he had buried long ago. That night, Marco followed her home, from a distance. His gun rested in his coat. One shot. Clean. Done. But he couldn't. He watched her enter her small apartment, smile at a neighbor, wave to children on the street, live a normal life. And Marco realized the truth. He wanted to protect her, not kill her. The next day, he returned to the cafe. "You came back," she said, smiling. "Coffee again," he replied. "You must really like my coffee," she laughed. Marco studied her. She wasn't afraid, not suspicious. She treated him like a normal man. And for the first time in decades, Marco felt something he hadn't felt in years. Love. The phone rang. "Why is she still alive?" the boss demanded. Marco stayed silent. "You had one job." "She didn't see enough," Marco said calmly. "You have one more night," the boss snapped. Marco knew the deadline was coming. That night, he sat in his car outside her apartment. The gun felt heavy in his hand. One shot. One clean death. His life would continue, loyalty preserved. He could do it, but he couldn't. He lowered the gun. For the first time in 20 years, Marco hesitated. And in that hesitation, he chose love. The next morning, the boss called. "Marco, where is she?" "Safe," Marco said. "Explain." "I did what had to be done." The line went dead. Marco disappeared from the city. His office was empty, his nightclub closed, his phone off, forever. No one knew where he went. Months later, he returned, not as a mafia boss, but as a man free from fear. He walked into a small coastal town, quiet streets, small cafes, friendly neighbors. And there she was, Anna, smiling behind the counter. Marco stepped inside. She looked up. He smiled. No words were needed. They spent days walking along the shore, talking, laughing. He never spoke of his past. She never asked. Under the stars, he realized. The city, the fear, the orders, it was gone. He had chosen love. And for the first time, Marco DeLuca, most feared man in the city, had finally found peace. Love had won.